much for getting a kit to make a ladybug bead for us here at Beads of Courage. We really appreciate it. We're gonna go through the steps to making a ladybug bead. It should be quick and simple. And these are all of the supplies that you'll have in your kit, or for the teaspoon and the quarter teaspoon, supplies that you should have lying around in your kitchen that'll be helpful when making this bead. So what you'll wanna do is you will first get your clay ready. So you're going to take 1 teaspoon of your red clay, or about 1/8 of a full block of clay. And we'll want to condition that clay. So you'll just work it in your fingers for about 30 to 60 seconds, or however long it takes for the clay to be easily workable. So once your clay is conditioned, you'll go ahead and take your clay and you'll roll it into a ball. Again, you can use your work surface. If that's easier for you, you can use your hands. You just want to make sure that you make a nice smooth ball with the clay. And once you have that, you'll set that aside. Then you'll go ahead and take a piece of your black clay. Again, you want to work it between your fingers to get it nice and conditioned. And for this, we're actually going to need a quarter teaspoon. So if you don't have an exact 1/8 of your block measured out, you can use the same process in a 1 teaspoon to get the amount of clay that you'll need to make your bead. So once your black clay is conditioned, you'll go ahead and take it and you'll press it into your quarter teaspoon. So once it's pressed into your teaspoon, you'll go ahead and take that playing card, which is going to be your cutting tool for the day, and you're going to put the long edge just on towards the handle of your measuring spoon here, and you're just going to rock gently back and forth across the top of the teaspoon. And that will level off your clay. So then you'll use your thumb and you'll kind of push the leveled off clay towards the center, and it'll come right out. So you'll do the same thing and you'll set this off to the side. You'll do the same thing you did with your red clay, and you'll just work it until it's rolled into a ball. And we'll set that ball aside and we'll go ahead and work on the body of our ladybug. So you'll take that ball that you made earlier and you'll just start flattening it and pressing it down to make the shell of your ladybug. And however you want the shell to be, if you want it to be round, if you want it to be oval, however big you want your ladybug, you'll decide that. And once you're happy with your shape and it's all smoothed out, you'll take that playing card again and you will cut at where you want the head of your clay to be. So I want the head of my clay to be kind of where it's a little more narrow here. So I'm just gonna do a slow back and forth rocking motion. And I'm just gonna cut off a small piece of clay from the top of my ladybug here. So now that you have this, you're gonna go ahead and take your black clay again, and you'll make sure that ball's nice and round. And you're gonna get out your nifty cutting tool again, and you're going to rock back and forth and cut that black ball in half. So you'll have 2 halves of your black clay. Now, if the 2 halves are different sizes, you'll want to take the bigger half to use for the head of your ladybug. If they're the same size, then you have 2 heads that you can use for future ladybugs. And what you'll do is you'll take that piece of clay and you'll attach it where you cut on the body of your ladybug, and you'll just push the 2 sides together, and you can use your fingers to really make sure that they're nice and snug. So this is now the formation of your ladybug here. So next we're gonna go ahead and add the wings to your ladybug. So you'll take your smaller toothpick that's included in the kit, and I will turn the ladybug over so you can see what I'm doing here. So you'll take this toothpick and you'll start about 1/4 of the way down from the head, and you'll just rock the toothpick down to the bottom of your ladybug and press down, and that'll give you a nice wing shape. So you can use your toothpick to smooth it out. And once you're happy with what your wing looks like, you can go ahead and then use this toothpick to make the whole of your ladybug. So you'll start at the bottom and you'll go ahead and slowly twist the toothpick about halfway in, and then you'll remove the toothpick and then you'll start again at the top of your bead and you'll slowly push the toothpick in. You might have to pick up your bead just so that you can guide where the hole is going. And then once it's all the way through your bead, you'll go ahead and keep it on this to finish making your ladybug. So the next step to making your ladybug is to go ahead and make the eyes of the ladybug. So you can use that piece of clay that you cut off earlier, and you can get a small little bit of it and make it into a little circle and flatten it out. And then you can get a second piece and do the same thing. So these will actually be the surroundings of the eye of your ladybug. So once you have those pieces, you can go ahead, and I'll turn this over so you can see it. You can go ahead and take those pieces and stick them onto the head of your ladybug where you would like the eyes to be. And you'll go ahead and do that on both sides. And then once you have that completed, you can go ahead and put your eyeballs on. So you'll take your longer toothpick and you will go ahead and get a bead onto the tip of it. So these are included in your kit. And you'll go ahead and guide the bead onto the middle of where you want your eye. And you'll slide it off, and you can use your finger to really push this bead in. You want to make sure that you push the bead in so that when you feel it with your finger, it's flat, just because we don't want these beads to come out when baking. And you'll repeat for the other side. And you can also use the back of your toothpick to push it in if you don't want to use your finger, but sometimes it's a little bit easier with the finger. Then you'll go ahead and smooth out your ladybug here. Make sure your eyes are pushed in. And then you will go ahead and use some of your black clay if you'd like, and you can make designs for your shell. I'm just gonna do a couple of dots so you can flatten them out and then attach them to the shell of your ladybug. And we'll just do one more. And then you can flatten out your shapes. Oops. And then attach it to your ladybug. And then you can go ahead and remove the ladybug from the toothpick, and it'll be all ready for baking.